No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the bitches. Wanna play tough and wanna hate this. Although show up.
Welcome everyone, how you guys doing? If you guys decided to hit that subscribe, like, share, thank you for tuning in. Really appreciate all those who have subscribed, and if you've already been here before, y'all know how we do. We're gonna get straight into this reaction. I know YouTube's been playing with my views, etc. So please like and share the content. We're gonna be doing today, I think it's fantastic. Hip hop is covering what we got here. How Drake just tried to clap back at Kendrick Lamar again. I don't know if y'all can hear, I'm here tapping my feet, it's hitting my charger here. You know, I'm tapping my feet like for real. Again. How many L's? Stop making that noise. How many L's can OVO take? Seriously. But I'm here for it. It gives me content to react to, so not complaining, but at the same time, it's like, man, get over it. Take a chill pill.
Now,
Let's
after Drake just released 2 new songs in the form of features on Camila Cabello's new album, CXOXO, I think it's safe to say that the cycle is now complete. And after an array of weird songs that displayed to us that Drake is having an identity crisis, he finally found some sort of footing to stand on musically at the moment, but this is no longer by being one of the most overly confident rappers that we have ever seen, like before the Kendrick beef, but it's now by just being a full-on pop star. And after Kendrick Lamar clearly laid out that he likes Drake with the melodies and not when he acts tough on Euphoria. If the embarrassing moments of Wagwan Delilah and You My Everything were not damaging enough in terms of some...
Even Fantastic Hip Hop said Wagwan Delilah a lot better than they did. You know what I'm saying? On a real note, you know, but yeah, it's just... the embarrassment
full-on pop star. And after Kendrick Lamar clearly laid out that he likes Drake with the melodies and not when he acts tough on Euphoria. If the embarrassing moments of Wagwan Delilah and You My Everything were not damaging enough in terms of cementing Drake's defeat and just showing the world how quickly the wrath of Kendrick Lamar can make somebody go from being as cocky to as lost as ever, this moment will cement everything, because between the way that Drake has come back outside in preparation for these new tracks, to ultimately how they will end up being his biggest moments in this post-beef era of his career and solidify his reputation in this current moment.
Let me say, yeah, if he comes back outside, yeah, and he's able to hit the charts successfully and put all this behind him, boy, might have to be the best comeback in history. You know what I'm saying? And I'm here for it. At the same time, too, we got some shit we need to talk about. We need some shit here that needs to be addressed. You know what I'm saying? Like, we grown men out here. So I'm here hearing all of this talk, all the bots, all the stands. I don't want to call them stands because they ain't Eminem. Yeah, the old Drizzy BBL fans, you know what I'm saying? Everybody is glazing over the fact that we had a few things we were talking about. There's a few videos and little snippets that's come out, and nobody wants to talk about that, though. They want to talk about everything else, but nobody wants to talk about that, yeah. Y'all need to get the fuck out of here, man. Come on now.
All in all, in a time where Kendrick Lamar is having another victory lap off the momentum of his pop-out concert and Not Like Us video shoot. This moment for Drake, while despite making more noise for him than anything else has, it's not necessarily helping his case. Now, before we can get into these new tracks from Drake and what they are doing on Impact, we need to quickly look at how Drake has responded to Kendrick Lamar's pop-out concert, which did immortalize that Kendrick is the clear winner of this beef, as the entire rap game celebrated him like few other rappers ever have been while they can still smell their flowers. And when it comes to how Drake has responded, it's clear that this massive moment struck a nerve with him, because from the cryptic story posts that have been trying to create some sort of buzz around his name despite the barrage of rappers we just found out absolutely despise him, it's clear that with weird story post after weird story post, Drake has been trying to get any sort of point on the board that he can through any means possible right now, and even further than just some of the cringy selfies and random pictures that are hinting at something. What really turned a lot of eyes is when Drake...
I think he's really... I said this a few years back. I think he's going through a midlife crisis. When you reach that age that you don't want to hang up your gloves and you're still thinking that you're in your prime. You know, so you do a lot of things the youngsters or what you would do in your younger self. You still dress the same. You know, when you see them 50-year-olds come out in the track suits and all the Jordans, not saying there's anything wrong with any of it, but, you know, there's a certain age you kind of put down certain dress codes. I don't mind you wear that now and then, but if you're dressing like you on the corner every day and you're in your 50s, 60s, yeah, you're going through a midlife crisis. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but at the same time, though, if that's how you dress as if you're out there when you're not, because you can't let go of the past, yeah. And this is what I see with him.
Voted on a poll this week about which diss tracks were the best during the feud between him and Kendrick, and according to the user's poll, who is called the Good Rap Page, which shout out to him, Drake voted for Not Like Us, but beyond Drake actually admitting defeat on an Instagram poll. At the end of the day, what matters most and what will be judged the most importantly is what goes on behind the microphone. So with these two new songs, after a period where Kendrick Lamar just united what feels like the entire genre behind him and everything he has stood for this year in hip-hop, how does Drake respond? Does he show that despite what feels like a genre and reputation that is collapsing more and more with every single moment, that he is still not going to go down without a fight? Or does he only manage to let everything continue to crumble on him even more, and in typical Drake fashion in this era? You probably guessed it, he is only further destroying his credibility within the hip-hop space, because this song is just proving that everything Kendrick Lamar did against him worked, and he really got Drake to step.
I remember back in the day, yeah, when there used to be all these memes. Remember all them jokes about Drake? Drake's the kind of guy who would cry when you da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, or the type of dude would go to the shop to get, you know what I'm saying, manly products and come back home with a, they had some real, I don't want to repeat on here because they're bad. I'm trying to get in no trouble here, but they were real bad. But man, they used to make all the memes and them jokes about him. And I used to always think like, bro, why is everybody jumping on Drake like that, bro? So what if the man is in touch with his feelings? So, because I used to think because he was rapping about girls all the time, you know, like he was always on women, like men were just hating, you know. So I'm like, y'all need chill, bruv. Like all this rapping about the street and da-da-da-da, we need somebody out there to speak to the women. You know what I mean? So I was cool. I never understood. But then when you start doing research and you're seeing a lot of posts and Twitter feeds and what he's written and his interviews, over time, I'm like, oh, I see. Bruh, you made In Your Feelings feel like an understatement. Like, yo fam, there's a bit of bitch made in you. Just saying.
Step out of the hip-hop space as a whole for the time being. And now if Drake maybe came with a melodically driven hit song that was as infectious as something like One Dance, maybe the conversation could start to shift, and Drake could really set the precedent that despite getting a loss handed to him, he can still release undeniable hits that you cannot deny their greatness. Both of these tracks fall short of any of these expectations, and in all honesty, these songs aren't just a miss, but they sound like cuts that are serving as a direct extension from Drake's most polarizing and panned album, which was, of course, honestly, Nevermind. So with the major song in this bunch, which is titled Hot Uptown, this is the cut that was designed to be the massive hit with Drake and Camila Cabello going back and forth over an up-tempo dance beat, and well, in a vacuum, this is a decent track that you can throw on and it will definitely give you some good vibes.
What?
This song offers absolutely nothing at all that you'd call
Say what? I didn't even know there was a track out. What? Am I missing something? I've not been away for a day or two. What? Hot Uptown. Is that a track? Oh, yeah. Let's see if this is a... If this is a track here. I want to see this. Like, time out 1 second. Oh. Okay. Alright. So when did this come out? Oh. Say no more. Alright. I'm definitely going to have to check out that track now. I guess I'm giving spoiler alerts here. Spoiler alerts.
Genuinely special and just gets by from doing the absolute bare minimum and playing to the most simple of conventions when it comes to what makes a palatable song to throw on the radio, a speaker, or in a clothing store. And if this is the bar, then great, Drake succeeded. But if this song is trying to be a statement and even an answer back to Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us, which has become the song of the summer at this point. And if this track is trying to remind us, not just to greater audiences, but to the entire hip-hop community especially, that Drake really is this undeniable force that should be in the conversation with somebody like Kendrick at all. Unless we determine greatness by whose music would play the best at Target, this song fails on all fronts, and with the other cut ugly. This is nothing but an interlude from Drake, which just features his whining singing, which has him talking about the same old tired topics about how he loves a girl, she doesn't love him back, and that it is making this almost 40-year-old man sad that he can't find something within these superficial relationships. And again, with this being the best that you have to offer at this moment in time, especially after you were just called out for being so immature despite your age. It really just proves that Kendrick never has to do anything in this beef again if he does not want to, and that he needs to be dismissed from the conversation about what is going on with Drake as a whole right now, because
I don't want to hear no big three. That conversation, I don't want to hear about that conversation. Nobody have that conversation with me. I'm not even going to entertain it. I hear it, I'm just dismissing it. It doesn't exist. May talk about the big two, but ain't no big three. And even in the big two now, we all know who's number one. Cole is number two, but we all know who's number one. Yeah, there ain't no big three. Like
Drake is bringing all of these problems onto himself as he is trying to get away with the absolute bare minimum, and is moving in directions that are only further validating the biggest disses that Kendrick threw his way. When we look at it from this angle, in all honesty, it's a perfect fit that Drake decided to drop off not one but two features on this very album, because just like Camila Cabello, Drake is an artist who is trying to desperately search for an identity at the moment, and both are just failing to capture any of the magic that their older music had to their respective audiences as they step further and further away from what made them special in the first place. And now, while this is only further dampering Drake's abysmal musical batting average this year with a few songs that just sound like a step up from the just laughable majority of cuts on Honestly Nevermind, the timing of a song coming out like this right now is horrible, and the optics of it all is just terrible, because after Kendrick Lamar showed off that he is the sheer embodiment of hip-hop as he brought unification into the genre like few other rappers ever had, Drake is running away from rap as a whole and is now just hopping on generic trends with pop artists? I mean, when we look at all of this in conjunction, with each passing week, moments like these are only making Kendrick's words age better and better.
Like, this is a spoiler for me because I have not reacted to the track, so I think I'm going to react to it maybe after this. But I'm still going to post this first because I'm saying I have not reacted to it. But I'm not even too sure if I want to react to it. I'm kind of over whatever he has to say right now. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like, I don't know if I'm the only one. I'm not really interested in listening to what he has to say. It's over. There's nothing at this point. You've had ample opportunity and time to respond with certain things, and we still, I ain't waiting. I'm done. It's like, I don't even want to hear much anymore. Really and truly, I really don't give up. Maybe it's just me. Y'all hit me in the comments like, yeah, he drops an album. Y'all going Spotify to go and buy it? Y'all listening to it? I might listen to it if it's played in the club, on the radio, but I ain't going out my way to try and find a song.
And are really turning a song like Euphoria into this immortal piece of music that, beyond being one of the best rapping displays the genre has seen in a very long time, served as this breakdown of Drake that's only seeming to foreshadow more and more of his failures in ways that we have never seen before. Now, what I honestly think is most interesting about this entire song is what it represents for the direction Drake is going to be going in for the rest of this summer. Because with the way he has been moving online, to the way it's so clear that he's still trying to fight back with Kendrick in his own sad ways.
Kendrick living rent-free.
I think it's inevitable that he will only release more new music from here, but I think these songs are proof that at least Drake is going to be staying away from rap for some time, and with everything he has been leaning into, I'm going to make a prediction that we are going to end up getting another project like Drake's Honestly Nevermind, and maybe even a full-fledged sequel, which his entire purpose will be to shift the entire narrative around him in this moment and give people those summer vibes that may help them forget about how scathing Not Like Us is. But if this project is anything like these songs, I don't think this, or really any project from Drake, will do anything right.
It's not going to work. That's why I say I'm not even too fussed in even trying to listen. There ain't nothing they coming out with that's going to outshine exactly what has been brought to light. You know, there's nothing. There is nothing. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's borderline and you're on the safe side of it, 'cause, you know, you have not really stepped over. We all see the, you know, we all see the traits. I'm just saying. There's certain people who just can't come to the family barbecue no more. Some people who just can't come to the family barbecue, full stop. Yeah.
Now to help him, and while if he was smart, he would have just went into hiding. It's clear that this spiraling individual who cannot stay out of the limelight because his whole worth seems to be based off optics and the impressions of others will only continue to risk hurting his reputation more and more instead of taking time to do the one thing that may just help him out in the long run: sitting down and reflecting. So let me know, what do you think of these new records in the never-ending downfall
Yeah, we're
of
gonna check
Drake?
them
And
out.
how do you
We're gonna
think they
check them out.
compare to everything he's been up to, and do you think they help him any bit? I can't wait to hear what you have to say, and if you want to see how Kendrick Lamar just saved West Coast hip-hop, check out the suggested video.
Yeah, I did a reaction to that one. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to react to the song now. Now I've been spoiled, but obviously I'm glad he didn't break it down too much. So when I hear the song and give my personal opinion, it's just there's nothing you can come out with that's gonna, especially you think you're smart by doing features. You're just featuring on people's stuff again, like just jumping on people's tracks, trying to still get shine with people who are popular because you're not shining right now. But then you're forgetting the other part of it. You jumping on their track could actually be a disadvantage to them, but you don't give a fuck. You don't care. Any publicity is good publicity. You know what I'm saying? We see everything that's happening now. Hey, if you guys inside there, like and share. It really helps me out. My videos really need some love. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm gonna hear things, so I'll get ready to go live in a little while. And yeah, stay blessed.